So in this tutorial, we'll learn about synchronizing parameters in our grasshopper model with the UI on the mobile phone or the HoloLens. So to synchronize a parameter in our model, we can use the sync parameters component in Fologram for Grasshopper to add this little widget to our Grasshopper canvas, which will make small toggle buttons appear next to any parameter which can be synchronized with our augmented reality device. So you can synchronize sliders, buttons, toggles, and value lists with Fologram for mobile and Fologram for HoloLens. So I've got a slider here which is setting up the distance between my contours, and if I click this little Fologram icon, that slider is going to be synchronized with my device. So I can open the Fologram parameters panel and make changes to that slider on my device, which are then going to be updated or detected and updated in Grasshopper. They'll trigger changes in my parametric model, which will then be sent back to my augmented reality device. So let's turn down the distance between these contours. That data is going to be sent over to Grasshopper. It's going to update our Grasshopper model, regenerate all of these contours, and then send that back to our mobile phone. If you're finding that there's a bit of a delay between the change that you're making in your Grasshopper model or on your mobile device and that appearing in augmented reality, it's worth checking how long things take to compute in your parametric model. So in this case, I've got the profiler turned on, which you can find in the display menu, canvas widgets, profiler, and that's telling me that this contour component is taking 11 seconds to calculate all of these contours, which is explaining that long delay before I see those contours reappear in AR. So as a general rule of thumb, it's worth optimizing your parametric model for interactivity if you're going to be synchronizing parameters with that model in AR. Because anybody who's manipulating these parameters won't necessarily know what's going on with your grasshopper model, and you don't want them to have to think about it. You just want things to work. So in this case, we could improve this quite a bit by meshing our model before we contour it. I know that that's one good way of improving the speed of this contour component. And just for the sake of visibility, I'm going to hide a few of these things and turn my model back on in Rhino. So we can see that nice and clearly. And now we should get a much faster feedback loop between changing our parameters in Fologram for mobile and seeing the update live in AR.